Hey everyone, I'm Avinash, and in this video we are going to discuss what is Git. Now I'm going to show you some demo where I'm going to use Git and related technologies related to that. But yes, in this video we will try to understand what exactly is Git and why we need at the first place. Now let's try to use a scenario where I don't have Git. Now how things happen. So what I've done, this is a very simple example I'm using. I'm like me and my sister are going for shopping, and we are trying to create a to-do list. And what we are trying to do, if we don't have Git, so what we are trying to do, we are trying to keep the to-do list in sync with everyone so that it does not create a chaos. It does not create a chaos. Okay. So here is what I want to buy. I want to buy an Xbox. I want to buy an iPhone. I want to buy a MacBook, and I need a pair of shoes. I'll say a red pair of shoes. Okay, this is what my to-do list looks like. Now I said to my sister, okay, I have some urgent work right now, so I would request you to please go and buy the stuff. Okay, and she's saying, okay, I also have to go out for shopping, so why don't I take your to-do list? So she's on the way, maybe, and we are going to add her file. So I'll say todo.txt, and what she's going to do, of course, in her list she's going to add this piece of items, and she will add first of all her list. So she says she wants to buy 4 cups, six, like what she wants to buy, she wants to buy banana. Again, she wants to buy apple. That's it. And she realizes, Avinash, you don't need a MacBook. You don't need an iPhone. You don't need an Xbox, because that is going to waste your money. So I'm going to remove it. I'm not going to buy it. And I'll also update the list. So that means we are buying just 4 things, 1 for you and 3 for me. Now here is the confusion. She has made changes according to her wish. Now she does not know why Avinash needs a MacBook, why he needs an Xbox, why he needs a MacBook. Sorry, why he needs an iPhone. Of course, I have some important work which I have to do, so that is why I need that. Fingers crossed. So what she's going to do, she's going to update the list and she will go out for shopping. But the problem is, down the line she realizes, okay, she also has some urgent work. So what she's going to do, she's going to give this list back to me. Avinash, why don't you go and buy the updated items? Why don't you go and buy the item? So I'll say, okay, fine, give me your list. So I'll sync with my list. So what is happening? Currently, we are going back and forth. Currently, we are going back and forth. So if I have to update something, I'll come here, I'll just paste it here. But the problem is, again, what about my iPhone? What about my MacBook? What about my Xbox? Where they are? She says she does not know. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to think, okay, she might have forgotten that she has to delete that, like she has deleted them by mistake. So I'm going to re-add them. And she has 4 cups. So I'll say, fine, you will get your 4 cups, you will have your banana, and you will have your apple. Now again, what happens? I decided today I'm not going to go out for shopping. So what I did, I just completed this list, and I'll say, fine, that is fine. Now what she said in the next morning, she says, okay, Avinash, you were not able to go out for shopping. So why don't I go now and buy the updated, buy the items? So what I did, I again copy and pasted this. Again, I copied this and I sent it to her over email through USB drive or whatever you call it. And she looked into it and she said, I actually removed the Xbox, iPhone, and MacBook. Why they are here back? Now, you understand the confusion. The confusion is Avinash is adding something from his list. Like Avinash is making changes, I should say local changes, and he is actually sending her. She is making her local changes and she is sending to him. Now what is happening? It is actually wasting our time. Why? Because she has already removed this. So again, she has to remove it again because Avinash has added them. Now, if she has removed it, Avinash is adding them back again because Avinash wants to buy them. Now, the problem is if we are in a single room, if we are in a single home, we can discuss this. I want iPhone, I want Xbox, I want MacBook because for X, Y, Z reason. But imagine if we are living 1,000 miles from each other. She won't be able to, like, let's say if she's not able to call me, she's not able to write me an email, and she's not able to ping me. Now, what will happen? It will create a confusion. Now, just imagine this is just a to-do list. This is just a to-do list. We can sort it out. Imagine you're a developer, you have thousands of lines. You're removing a function, you don't know why you're removing the, like again, of course, you know why you're removing the function, but the person on the other hand does not know why you remove the function, because he has some lines of code in the function which he wants to use, and he has made some changes there. So back and forth, you're copying and pasting, sending files over email, sending files over USB drive, sending files through I don't know what. But back and forth, this is creating a huge wastage of resources, wastage of time. So this is one of the biggest problem here. We are not in sync with both the people. We are not in sync with both the people. So now, in the next part of this video, we are going to understand how this problem can be mitigated with the help of Git. Okay, so in the previous part of this video, we understood like what is the problem we are facing without Git. Now let's try to use Git to actually mitigate this problem. Now what I've done, I've actually removed the folder of my sister because she's going to be on the internet. She's going to be 1,000 miles away from me. So I'm not going to use it here. And I'll cd into my folder. I'll cd into my particular folder which I am using, and I don't know, for some reason it is taking time. Now what I'm going to do, this time when I'll say, okay, sister, I have created this list. This time, instead of sending her an email, sending her details over email, what I'm going to do, I'm going to create a repository. I'm going to upload that into GitHub. Okay. And then I'll invite her to collaborate on this particular repository. Again, sounds very complex. We are not learning how to use Git, but what is Git? So I'll say git add. Again, if you don't know what is this, just ignore. Okay. No Git repository. Sorry, I have to get in it that. Git add, and I say git commit -n my version of items which I want to buy. Okay, fine. This is a Git repository which I have created. Now I want to push this particular repository over cloud. So what I'll do, I'll open this tool Git Kraken which I have. This tool actually helps me manage all the Git repositories. And for some reason my fan is just doing something crazy. Okay, now what I'll do, I'll simply come here and I'll say open a Git repo. I'll click on open repository. I'll come to this particular location. I'll come to this folder and I'll click on select. I have this repository with me. I'll say let's push over to the cloud. So I'll click on push, and it will say, since I don't have a repository, so please add the repository. I'll give it a name, git demo, and I'll say what is remote name. I'll say origin. What these things are, I'll explain in the next video or maybe a different video. Currently, our goal is to understand how, how Git works and what are the advantages of Git. So what I've done, I've simply created this repository where I have this to-do list. Now, if I have to make changes, I can make here. If she wants to make changes, she can make here. So what I'll do, I'll actually come to this settings and I'll invite her into my repository. So I'll come here. I'll say manage access, and I'll say invite a collaborator, and I'll invite her as a collaborator. Okay, so I've sent her the request to please add into this collaboration. She's having a username of sister. So I'm going to accept this invitation. Okay, when I'm going to open the email, I'll have this kind of a thing. Again, this is not the email, but yes, I clicked on the email and I have this particular thing which is saying accept invitation to add this repository. So I'll click on accept invitation. Now the magic begins. Now what she will do, again, she will say, okay, Avinash, she will look into it and she will say, okay, Avinash, these are not the things we are buying. So what she's going to say, okay, Avinash, I have this list. I'm going to remove these things because this is not what we are buying. You are getting one pair of red shoes, which is quite odd. I'm getting 4 glasses. Again, fine. Third, she's getting banana. Fourth, she's getting couple of floor mat. I don't know how to spell mat. Again, I'll take it as this is what we need. You don't need Xbox, iPhone, and MacBook. Okay, this is her version of message. Now she is justifying, Avinash, why we don't need this. Okay, so again, she's just justifying that. So a communication is happening right now. Okay, she has committed the changes. Now what is happening? I'll come to this repository. And I'll click on Git demo, and I'll look into it like what I'm supposed to buy, and I can see, okay, my list is gone. my list is actually gone. So what I'll do, I'll come to this particular repository, git demo, and I'll look into it. Like, she has left a message, this is what we need, and she's saying that you don't need Xbox, iPhone and MacBook, and I'll be furious. Why? Why she has removed this thing. Now what I'll do, I have to make changes, and I'll say no, I want these things, so I'll update this file. So what I'll do, instead of updating, like again not writing email, so what I'll do, I'll come back to my this particular folder. But you can say the folder is, again, I have the old list. So what I'll do, instead of just calling her and saying copying and pasting everything from there, let the magic happens automatically. So instead of me copying and pasting, what I'll do, I'll simply run one single command, git pull origin master. Again, don't worry about what that is. You can see it has updated the list for me. It has updated the list for me, and I'll say no, I want to buy an iPhone, I need a MacBook, and finally I need an Xbox. Okay, I'll say this is the version of list I have. I'll say git add, saving changes, git commit, I need those things for my work. Just for an example, I'll say git push origin master. Now I'm trying to show you here how git is working. Again, these are some commands which git uses. Again, that is not our concern right now. Now what she will do, she will come here, and when she will refresh the page, actually I'll not refresh the page, I'll open the new tab so we can see the difference. And of course we have git for us to show that. So you can see there are differences which are already here. And if I'm going to click on history, you can see what is happening here. My first version of item which I want to buy, so you can see this was the first version of the file which I have. Now this is what we need. She updated the list, so she removed these things. Technically she removed everything, and she added what she wanted. Now finally I said I need those things back for my work. So you can see I have added these three things. Okay, you can see I have added these things. If I want to compare, I can also compare with it. So you can see this was the previous list. I think this was a previous commit, if I may. Okay, this was a previous commit. Okay, so these are the things which I have added. So I can technically compare these things, like what is happening, what was the previous version, what is the next version. Now that everything is happening automatically, these things I don't have to add it. So imagine if we have 15 files where I have to make changes, it is happening automatically. Now let's say she says, okay fine Avinash, you are not, you don't want to understand me. But she said, okay, instead of here, I need around 6 glasses. Forgot that we need to buy 6 instead of 4 glasses. Okay, she had made changes in her list. Sure, she has not touched my list. She has just updated her list. Now what will happen? I'll come back here. You can see again I have these pairs. So instead of what, I'm not going to just come here and make the changes. I'll say git pull origin master, and again spelling mistake, I'll say git pull origin master, and it is going to update the list for me. Now what is going to happen if I'm going to come here now, and if I'm going to click on history right now, you can see forget that we need to buy 6 instead of 4. Now it is getting updated automatically. So you can see Xbox is here. I don't know why we are getting this here, removing and including Xbox. I think there is some issue, there is some bug with GitHub, but you can see there is a quite a good way of representing like what was removed and what was added. Now this is what Git is. It helps more than one people to collaborate together for a software product or software which we are building. The software which we are building. So what happens ultimately, ultimately at the end of the day, if we are working together, whatever, sorry, this is not the thing which I wanted to open, whatever things we want to like put in the code, we are in sync with everyone, we are in sync with the people who are working with us. And this is what Git does. It helps us collaborate together. So more than one software developer, I would say software developer or developer if you want to call it, more than one people can collaborate together, and they don't break each other, they don't cross each other's road, so that they don't damage what the other person has already done. So this is what Git is. Now this tutorial was not about how to use Git. Maybe we will create a video series on that, but yes, this is how Git works. And I hope with this video you are able to understand like how Git works and what are the importance of Git. And in case if you have some questions or confusion related to Git, the comment box is open. I am here. You can let me know the whatever questions you have and I'll be able to assist you. And in case if you have some suggestions, what kind of a video you want, what kind of a technology you want to learn, I'm here. I'll support you with best of my abilities. So with this, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you in the next video.